guys, my name is Marline Francois-Madden. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a licensed clinical social worker. I am known as Millennial and Teen Girls Therapist right here from New Jersey. And on my YouTube channel, you will find everything mental health, self-care, and empowerment. Don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the notification button so you'll always know when I have a new video out. And also remember, follow me across all my social media platforms. The description will be below, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Therapy is so necessary for teens. What I find often is that people struggle with figuring out, should their daughter really go see a therapist, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you today 5 reasons why, 5, not 10, right? 5 reasons why your daughter should see a therapist, right? So I've been practicing as a teen therapist for a while now, and I absolutely love seeing teens in my office. So I'm going to share with you some quick tips that's going to help you to figure out if therapy is right for your daughter. So the first thing you want to figure out when it comes to your daughter seeing a therapist is that, are they isolating themselves from family and friends? So generally, maybe your daughter comes home from school, she locks herself in a room, you don't see her, she grabs her dinner, goes back in her room, she's scrolling on her phone, on Instagram, and you don't hear from her. Or maybe she's isolating herself from her friends, she's not involved in any curricular activities after school, she doesn't want to go out. And so in that moment, you want to figure out, is my daughter going through something? Is she depressed? Because usually with depressive symptoms, they are isolating themselves from other people. They're not involved in the activities that they once enjoyed. So that was the first sign. The second sign I want to give you is that she's having an emotionally reactive response to something. So maybe your daughter is feeling extremely overwhelmed. She's extremely stressed. There may be something going on, whether it's with her schoolwork or something that's going on at home, and she's having a tough time verbalizing what her emotions are and what she's going through. So maybe in that moment she's having a difficult time being vulnerable with you or her friends and sharing as far as like what she's going through. So in that moment, it would be the perfect time to give her a therapist so she has someone who's providing a non-judgmental, safe space for her to have an outlet to talk about what she's going through. Because for a lot of teens, they have a difficult time verbalizing what their feelings and emotions are. So they tend to respond with probably acting out, slamming doors, shutting you out, leave me alone. You get the point as a parent. I know how tough it is. So the third sign I want to get into, your daughter is having a traumatic event that has occurred. So whether it's physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, there are various forms of abuse that may happen. So you want to make sure that you're aware of the signs that are happening. So maybe your daughter's having nightmares, she's having flashbacks, intrusive thought patterns, maybe she's feeling some sort of guilt or shame. And there's a lot that happens in the media now with social media, so sometimes that alone can be something that triggers your teen. So you want to make sure as a parent that you're looking out for those signs. If you have a younger daughter, maybe she's reverting back to bedwetting, so that may be another sign you want to look into. And if your daughter is responding to something, some sort of traumatic event that has happened, have her see a therapist, and a therapist will work with her to identify her triggers, help her develop some new coping strategies, maybe even self-care techniques that she will need. And in that moment, it'll help her to kind of minimize and decrease some of her PTSD symptoms if that's what she has. So the fourth thing I want to go over as far as the fourth sign is, maybe your teen is having some difficulties with their academic and social life. Now this is something I see common with a lot of parents. Your teenager does not wake up early for school. They go to school, they get home, they don't want to do their homework, so now they're up till 1 o'clock in the morning on FaceTime with their bestie or on Snapchat, and they didn't get any of their homework done, and it's 1 a.m. and they're starting their homework at this time. And by the time they wake up, they're cranky, they're tired, they skip out on breakfast, and they're rushing to go to school. And as we know, for a lot of teens, they do, their brains are still developing. So the prefrontal cortex part of your brain, that is where you've kind of learned how to make positive decisions. And so for some of the teens, they may be struggling in that area where they don't know how to organize things properly or know how to do what comes first. That may not bring a greater reward. So going on social media brings a greater reward for them in that moment instead of doing that 10-page paper assignment that's due for their science class. So as a parent, you want to be able to identify what is going on with your child, because maybe they may have some ADHD symptoms that are happening. They may need some help with executive functioning skills. So as a parent, you link them up with a therapist. A therapist can help you to develop some sort of goals and strategies that's not only going to help your child, but also give you the tools that you need as a parent to better help your child to be more successful in school. So the fifth sign I want to give you is that maybe you have a teenager who has thoughts of harming themselves. Now, if your teen has thoughts of harming themselves, as a parent, you need to respond immediately, whether it's calling 911, having them be seen by a crisis person, and being assessed for suicidality. Now, self-harm behavior could be whether it's cutting, or maybe you have a child that have thoughts of dying. So in that moment, you really want to get them seen by a therapist. So once again, I want to do a recap of the 5 signs why your daughter should see a therapist. Number 1, they're isolating themselves from family or friends, or they're not doing some of the activities that they once enjoyed. Number 2, your daughter's probably emotionally reactive. Number 3, she may be experiencing some sort of traumatic event that recently happened or is coming out now. Number 4, she is struggling with coping skills when it comes to her academic and social stressors. And of course, number 5, she may be at risk. She's disclosing self-harm behaviors, or she's telling you that she wants to harm herself. So those are the 5 tips. And please, 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 please remember that it is important for your child to see a therapist if you see any of these signs or you have other suspicions as a parent. So if you just go to the description below, you'll find the resources as far as where to find a therapist, and also my social media handles will be down there. So make sure you like and share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.